Look at the pigmentation on that. It's actually crazy. Hi guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing something fun. We are talking about a new brand. Well, not a new brand in the world, but just a new brand for the channel. We're talking about the brand Gen C. And I was really intrigued by this brand when I first discovered, and by discovered I mean I was going on Creative Beauty, and I was like every 2 months or every month do a sweep to see if there's anything new or cute or exciting, whatever. And I saw this brand pop up and I was really jazzed because the packaging was so cute. And so I was like, okay, put it in my cart, except I didn't order from Creative Beauty. I actually ordered from the brand's website because I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any products that sometimes I feel like I order from a website and then I'm missing a ton of products from the brand. So I ordered from the brand, but I did discover them on Creative Beauty and I was really intrigued. I would love to know down below. Have you tried them? If you have, what are your thoughts? If you haven't, have you seen them like ads or anything like that? What do you think? Are you intrigued by trying them? Let me know down below. I've been trying and testing them since I've got all the products, and I'm really excited to get in this video and talk to you about my thoughts, my favorites, my least favorites, what works, what doesn't. So let's just jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this Gen C beauty review and try on. All right, you guys, we are in close. Let's get into this video. So first things first, I'm actually going to apply a base, and I'm going to apply the Summer Fridays, what is this, sheer skin tint. And we are going to just apply a little bit, nothing crazy, to the face because I don't have any base products. So I did just 3 drops on the back of my hand. I wear the shade 5 in this, and I'm actually just going to blend with my fingers. And it's not going to be anything too crazy, because we want it to be a real nice, easy, basic makeup application. I've been needing a little bit of a light makeup base as of late. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with some concealer. I'm actually gonna do a combo of the Exa Beauty color corrector in the shade Peach, and then the Cool Feet concealer in the shade Mango Drop. Great combo. And I do a very little bit of the Exa color corrector. My under eyes we're having a tough time right now. I mean, look at the difference that makes just alone. It's amazing. And then we do the Cool Feet concealer. I'm not going to do a lot of this because I'm going to blend with my fingers, and I feel like every time I blend with my fingers, I apply too much. It's just crazy. So I do a little bit at a time. All right, we're concealed. God, Mom was looking a little bit tired, a little bit drab, little run down. Wasn't the vibe. Next, we're moving on to brows. So this is the Gen C Beauty Brow Gel, and I don't know the specific name, but I know I got the shade Dark Brown. I believe that there's 3 shades total. There wasn't a clear, you know, I love a clear, but they didn't have a clear one, so I got the dark brown because my hairs are dark brown. So this is the component. It's like a mustardy yellow color, which is cute. When everything's together, it's so cute. And this is the applicator. It is a really small one. It's kind of reminds me a lot of the Glossier one or the Well People one. If you're new to this channel, I love that one. And if you're an OG from the beginning of this channel, it's still a great one. I still love that one. And I'm going to apply this. So the one thing I will say about this brow gel is definitely clean off the wand because there's a good amount of product on it, but also I feel like it can be a little dark at times, not always, but sometimes you just want a lighter looking brow, and this definitely gives a little bit more pigment. You can definitely fill in the brows with this, so I'm going to attempt to do that, but I don't want to have too much on the spoolie, so I'm going to clean it off really well because you don't want to have a Sharpie brow. I mean, maybe you do, which is fine. And I just kind of keep going over until it's filled to how I like. You can also take the tip and kind of fill in, but I feel like when I've done that in the past, it has made my brows look a little too dark. I mean, look at that. It is pigmented for sure. Okay, so brows are on. It's giving a little Muppet Sharpie brow, Sandy Cohen from the OC, which I always freaking use as a reference, but they have the most, he had the most prominent brows that I can think of. That's really stuck in my mind and were super dark. So this is the brow gel. You definitely, if you get this shade dark brown, if you want to fill with a pencil, first of all, you need to let this dry fully, because if not, the pigment from the brow gel can spread kind of around your face and look a little cray. And even when I applied initially, I got a little bit, and this happens every single time I use this brow gel, I got a little bit on my skin. So be careful, definitely clean this off a ton. And then I just have to go with like a Q-tip or something and clean it up. This also, because you need to let it dry, once it's dry and you use a brow pencil, it can be a little bit tough. First of all, for a few reasons, it kind of can be hard to fill because of how the brow gel is, but also you need a really good match for this one, since for this specific shade, dark brown, because it is so pigmented and so dark, that other brow pencils with it can show, like especially for if you're brunette, can show if something's a little bit more on the warm side or if something is too light, and then you're filling in and it just looks a little crazy. So I have to use this to fill and to hold. I'll do a full wrap up of my final thoughts at the end, just so we can kind of get through this. So then next I'm going to apply a little bit of bronzer. I'm taking this Victoria Beckham Beauty bronzer palette. This is in the shade 04, I believe. Yes, 04. And we're just going to kind of dip in with a fluffy brush, and we're just going to get it all over the face. Okay, we're bronzed up, feeling more alive, feeling more awake. Just next we're going on with this. This is a lip and cheek stain. This is the Gen C Beauty lip and cheek stain. I have the shade Dragon Fruit, which is a really pretty pink color. I saw this color, I didn't look at the others, and immediately purchased this because this is so pretty. Let me just show you on the back of my hand. Oh, that was a big glob. Maybe a little too much, but let's just do a little something. Look at the pigmentation on that. It's actually crazy. But the good thing about this is it's like a buildable color. It isn't quite so intense. It does look intense on the back of my hand, I am aware, but I swear it's not that crazy. So the way I like to apply this is with a brush like this. This is an e.l.f. brush, their Duo complexion brush. You can also use, like if you have the Heavenly Luxe number 7, or honestly any brush, but for how pigmented this is and how pink it is, for my personal preference, I like to kind of go with something a little bit more pinpointed and small. So I'm actually just going to take a little bit, right? Like I have this, but I'm spreading it a bit and just taking a little bit on this brush, and then we're going to apply. The good thing about this is that it's really easy to shear out, so don't feel like, you know, you're stuck. It is easy to shear out. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. And this is the type of product that you can sheer out, but you can also build up, which is nice. So you have kind of versatility with it. But if you're wearing it just on your cheeks, it really just looks like a flush. It's actually really, this formula I really enjoy, especially going to summer. I mean, look at that. So we're going to do the other side now. You guys let me know down below what you think of the shade. All right, blush is on and blended. What do you guys think? What do you think of the color? What do you think of how like kind of the formula applied as you like saw it apply? I would love to know what you're kind of thinking. I'm gonna again give final thoughts and like compare it to stuff that you might have used before, but I would love to know what you're thinking. So then next I do want to move on to the eyes. So I actually got a couple of eye products, which is really fun. So they had eyeshadows. I got 2. They had a matte like formula and a shimmery formula. I got one of each. So in the matte formula, this is the Gen C Beauty. What is this called? The Mixed Media Mattes Liquid Eyeshadow. And I got the shade Push, which is this really pretty brown tone. I love a brown. Look at that. So pretty. And I was like this, I was so excited to see this because I'm currently obsessing and loving and dying over the Ilia mattes. They're liquid mattes, and so I was really excited to see another liquid matte because mattes just tend to like last super long on the eye. I'm going to take my finger and just blend, And we're going to do a very simple eye, and I'm just going to kind of create kind of a little bit of darkness. I do have some darkness on my lid, and I didn't choose to cover that up today with concealer just because I do want to, it makes your life easier if you have darkness on your lid. It's kind of like free eyeshadow, so I'm not going to apply anything in the crease today. I'm just going to take a crease brush and kind of blend once everything's kind of on. So now that that's kind of blended with my finger, I'm going to take a crease brush. There's nothing on this, and I'm going to kind of blend with the crease brush and just kind of create a little bit of a diffused look. And I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Okay, love that, so cute. So now I have a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to take some of that, put it on a little brush like this, and pull it on my lower lash line because that's the vibe. Okay, so then next we have, this is their metallic. This is their Gen C Beauty Mixed Media Metallic Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade First Light. And I was so intrigued by this when I saw it. Look how pretty that shade is. So what I think I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put it a little bit on the, like in the middle of my eye, just kind of blend, and then do a little in the inner corner. Nothing too crazy. We're going to do a singular dot at a time, clean finger, and just blend. Nice. And do you see how that's just a dot? Like, you see what one dot does? It's actually crazy. Then I'm going to take a blending brush again, and just, it has nothing on it. I'm just going to kind of do a little blending. Oh, look how pretty that is. And I'm going to again take a little bit of this shade, and I'm going to put it right here, the smallest amount. All right, everything's on the eye. What do you guys think? I really like this simple, easy to blend, easy to use. Like, I just love simple eyeshadow products. Specifically, eyeshadow can be so overwhelming, and creams and liquids are so nice because they just blends like a dream. You just use your finger, or you can use a brush. I just prefer my fingers, and you can get a really pretty look. Vibing. So the next, let's move on to mascara. So look at this mascara tube first of all. So cute. The color, it's just like the spring energy in this is just reviving me. So this is, what is the full name? This is the, oh my gosh, the writing is so small. I'm not sure what the full name is because it's really hard to see. I know the name has sport in it. So this is the Gen C Beauty Mascara, and I was really excited when I first opened this because I saw the wand, and I always like wands like this. Not always, actually. But for the most part, I generally vibe with wands that look like this. This mascara is definitely a little bit more on the dry side, not in a bad way. I'm trying to decide right now if I should curl my lashes or not. You know what, I'm not going to curl my lashes just so you can see what it does without curling, but I tend to curl my lashes for the most part with every mascara. But today, because I want you to see the full depth of it, we're not going to do that. And I'm just going to look down in a mirror, and we're going to apply. Okay, that's one coat applied without any curling. I'm going to do a second coat. What I will say about this mascara is it is on the dry side, not super dry, but it is more on the dry side. If you like a super wet mascara, this might not be for you. I don't mind a dry mascara, but it depends on the brush. Because if I could have a dry mascara and it isn't this type of a wand, I feel like it can make my lashes really, it just doesn't give anything, like no jazziness, no excitement. But I do like this wand for most types of mascaras, but especially dry mascaras. And I do like to clean off the brush. It's just better, in my opinion, to clean off wands in general, not just this wand. Okay, mascara's on. What do you guys think? This is definitely a really interesting, the way that it comes off is really interesting because it's definitely not technically a tubing mascara, but the way it kind of comes off in chunks is kind of like a tubing mascara, which is really interesting. I do find that this definitely has longevity and it definitely holds a curl. However, because it is on the drier side, I do think occasionally, not always, but if you don't clean off the wand and get the excess off, because obviously product can collect at the top of your lashes, but also at the base, you can have some crumbling ever so, it's not anything bad, but you just have to be aware, especially if you do have those type of lashes that always have kind of some flaking. Clean off the wand, just because Sometimes flaking is just inevitable, but so with this mascara, just beware of that. I don't find that when I clean off the wand, I have any more running or flaking or anything like that than I would with any other of my favorite mascaras. Okay, so the next one, moving on to lips, and I have 2 lip products here. I have this one. This is a lipstick, and this is their Pick Me Up matte lipstick, and I got the shade Margaret. So first we're going to go on with the lipstick. Again, I got the shade Margaret. Do a little swatch poo in the back of my hand for you. I was really nervous when I first saw this, when it came in, because I was like, this is definitely going to look terrible on me. And you know what? It does, but that's okay. We are going to apply it because that's what we do on this channel. So again, this is the shade Margaret. I feel like a lot of the time people don't know that color theory, like colors don't look the same depending on your skin tone. I know that like people are always surprised when if like I use one of my friend's lipsticks or something, they're like, oh, use this. I'm like, it's not going to look the same on me, girl. Like, absolutely not. And then I apply it and they're like, yeah, never mind. I'm like, yeah, it looks like white out on me, but we're going to apply. This is definitely like not my color, even though at first you're like, okay, right there, that could be her color. So this is a color. It's not great. Without a lip liner, it is not ideal. Isn't that crazy? Like when you see it, you're like, oh, that should be cute. And then you apply it and you're like, wait a minute, no, it shouldn't. It's not cute. I'm going to apply a little bit of a brown lip liner really quick. All right, we are back. We're looking a little less crazy. We rectified the issue. We fixed it. For the most part. I applied a dark brown lip liner. I actually used this lip liner here from Tower 28, the shade Draw Me. I reapplied the lipstick with this underneath, and it just like the combo is working a little bit better. So now we're gonna go on with the lip gloss, and I was really excited to see I love a clear lip gloss. I can never have too many, and so this is a clear lip gloss, and we are going to. I'm just gonna apply it straight to my lips. My lips are super dry right now because this is a matte lipstick. All right, clear gloss has been applied. What do you guys think? What do you think of the lip color now that, actually, what do you think of the lip color before the lip liner was applied and after? Please let me know down below. How crazy did I look? I feel like I looked like a very specific like cartoon character from PBS. I can't think of what the name, but that's what it reminds me of. So now I want to jump into like the full breakdown review, like really give you my final thoughts, what worked for me, what didn't. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into kind of breakdown review, what products I like, what products I don't like. First, let's start with this because we started with this. This is the Gen C Beauty Brow Gel. Again, I got the shade dark brown, and this brow gel has great hold. It like holds all day. Really nice. If you kind of have like gnarly brows that kind of just go crazy and like you can't really tame them, this is a really nice product for that because it does have nice hold. It is too pigmented in my opinion. So when you apply it, it's super pigmented and it takes a little bit to dry. It's not the longest, it doesn't take super long to dry, but it does take a little bit to dry. And if you want to go on with a brow pencil, you need to wait for it to dry because if not, you are going to be a smudgy mess all over your brows. And you have to make sure the brow pencil or pen or whatever you're using matches in color to this because this is a very dark color. And the other brow pencils I use, even though this is definitely my color in terms of my hair color, the other products that I use are a little bit lighter. So it didn't really work for me for my everyday. But if you want a product that you need to fill your brows in with, you don't mind that maybe it's a little bit harder once it dries to pull the pen or pencil through, this might work really well for you. This definitely isn't one that I would grab. Again, I would grab the Well People like tinted brow gel if I were to grab a tinted brow gel with this kind of small little applicator spoolie. This brush, if you have really thin brows or very like skinny brows or I don't know, thin hairs, this might work really well for you because it does really grab onto those hairs and like really build up the brow look. Just for me personally, this isn't my favorite. Okay, next we're moving on to this is their cheek and lip color. I got the shade Dragon Fruit, right? Yeah, Dragon Fruit. And I really like this for the cheeks. I don't love this for the lips. I just feel like for my lips specifically, this formula doesn't really work. I feel like it doesn't hydrate enough and the shade specifically just doesn't work for my lips. So I didn't love this for the lips, but for the cheeks, I love this. I mean, look at this very subtle, but still like there shade. But you can still see, like, I have some freckles right now, and you can see my freckles through it, which I really enjoy, that like my natural freckles kind of poke through, or even like it's not a like complete like blockade blockade of color. Like, it's not super pigmented and super, it doesn't have coverage, which I enjoy. I mean, you can build it up to have coverage, but I like this. This is like gorge. I love this. This is really nice long wear, and it's very natural looking when you're wearing no makeup, but you want to give yourself a little bit of a flush to the cheeks. Out of all of these products, this is definitely the what, try it. It's really good. I love it. Okay, next, eyes. The liquid eyeshadow. So the matte one, first of all, doesn't budge, which is really nice. I don't feel like it creases when I open my eyes. I don't feel like I need to use primer underneath this. I mean, you can't. In general, like, especially like with how sweaty lids get in summer and spring, I always try and wear like a primer, or set my lid with powder, or set concealer with powder, whatever combination you like. But I do really enjoy this. I like the way that it blends. It's super easy to use. It's very much a dummy proof product, which the world needs more dummy proof products. This is so good, so easy, so simple. I'm a big fan, and it doesn't crease, and I don't feel like by the end of the day it's disappeared or anything. Really good. Okay, next let's talk about the metallic one. The metallic one, I do find over time, I do get a little bit of creasing if I don't set my lid with like a powder, or put a primer down or something like that. But I find that with most shimmery metallics, eventually you have a little bit of creasing, but they play really well together. And it's, I mean, it's just beautiful, and it does have like longevity with the wear. If you're gonna ask me which one wears longer, definitely the matte one, but say la vie. That's like how most things work, but this is worst. But this is really good. I enjoy this, and I highly recommend. Okay, next let's talk about the mascara. So this mascara I actually was really surprised by, because I thought it was gonna be more of a wet formula when I opened it, but it's more on the dry side. Not super dry, but it does have a little bit of dryness to it. I feel like you need to clean off the wand, and I say this with every mascara, but this one, because it is on the dry side, you don't want there to be too much crumbling from like the tops of your lashes or the bottom of your lashes. So this one, you definitely need to clean off the wand. If you have issues with running like I do, clean off the wand. However, I really like this. It holds a curl really well. It gives me really pretty fluffy lashes, especially when I build it up. This plays really well with other mascaras too. I really like mixing this with other mascaras that I love. This is a very nice product. I do really enjoy it, and I feel like my lashes just look really effortless and like pretty, but it isn't like I'm trying hard. I don't know how to explain it. I really enjoy this. Definitely check this out if you're in the hunt for like a mascara that's gonna work. Like, I've worn this through a workout and I didn't have any running, which is great. So if you're looking for something like that, this is really nice. If I'm wearing it on the bottom lashes, I do like to set my under eye, just because that is my preference, but you don't necessarily have to do that. That is just what I like to do, because I have really runniness. My under eyes always run if I don't set and I wear mascara on my bottom lashes. So definitely do that. Okay, next let's move on to lips, the shade that shall not be talked about or used ever again by me. This I will be giving to a friend, but this formula is, I find, drying, but it is more of a soft matte. It's not so much of a soft matte quite like the Freck Beauty, if you've ever used their lipsticks. That's more of a soft matte. But the Freck Beauty one like glides over any wrinkles or dry patches on my lips, whereas this one highlights it. I will have to say, like, this isn't my favorite formula for a lipstick, just because I have dry lips. But if I didn't have dry lips, I would actually probably really enjoy this, because it is a matte and it has a little bit of dryness to it, as all mattes do. But it isn't super drying. Like, there's other ones that I've used that literally suck all the moisture out of your lips. This one I don't find does that as much. But again, this isn't my favorite formula. If I want something that's a soft matte, I will go with like the Freck Beauty kind of colors. And I will say that I feel like the description of this did not match how it applied to my lips. And of course, color theory is there, and not everything's going to look the same on everyone. But I do feel like there need to be a few more shade options that are more of a neutral pinky tone that are going to work on like darker complexions. Okay, next, last but not least, we have the lip gloss. The lip gloss is great. It's super hydrating. If I have any like rough patches, which I always do, especially right now, because I ran out of something that helps my lips and I'm waiting for it to come in. If you have any rough patches, this like glides over it and literally like not melts them, but makes them feel like nothing, which is really nice. It like literally softens everything up. I'm a really big fan of this. Like I feel like it makes my lips look so healthy, so juicy, so cute. Yeah, that's it for my Gen C beauty review and try on. I would love to know your thoughts down below. If I had to recommend anything, like my standout product, it would definitely be the cheek product. I just love this. This is going to be just a summer go-to, spring go-to. Look how pretty my cheeks are. I love it. Definitely check it out. And if you do check it out, let me know what shades you get because I'm on the hunt for another shade. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.